When Vibe 105 reps, the whole city takes notice. We Reppin' is a northern salute to the top talents coming out the city and across Canada. If you're reppin', we're reppin'.
Toronto's diverse music mix, Vibe 105. What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, NoBetterNina, and today I am joined by a very exceptional R&B artist from the city whose sound is described as alternative R&B and neo soul. He's also been compared to the likes of Daniel Caesar and Frank Ocean. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eric Ryan.
What's going on, y'all? Yo, thank you so much for having me. This is like so dope.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to sit here and chat with me. In doing my research, I found out that you have kind of this cute, cheesy sort of story for how you began making music that involves you, a guitar, and a girl. Tell us more about that story.
In grade 8, I had this girlfriend at the time. Oh my God, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just like remembering about it. Basically, I just wanted to impress her.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I was like, yo, you know what you could do? Or my dad sings all the time. So I was like, maybe if I could like sing and play guitar, I could like sing her a song or something. So I got my dad my dad bought me a guitar, and then I learned what was the song? It was Banana Pancakes by Jack Johnson. That was like my favorite song. And I learned that, and then since there, it was just like, yo, I love guitar. This is so dope. The girlfriend didn't last, but that being said, the love for guitar and music definitely stayed for sure.
Yeah. So you taught yourself how to play the guitar?
Yeah, YouTube just kind of like no specific like courses or anything like that, but it was just kind of like how to play a song on YouTube or whatever. I'll just search it on YouTube, and then I just try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much my way of learning for the past 10 years.
That takes a lot of patience and a lot of self-discipline. Do you know how to play any other instruments or just guitar for now?
When I was younger, I used to I took a few piano lessons, but it never really stuck. But I feel like nowadays I play like a little bit of bass and some piano, like some basic stuff, but it's all like really by ear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to learn now, especially because of like quarantine and stuff. Like I'm trying to learn a little bit more of the theory and like the understanding between like different scales and stuff like that right now. But yeah, it's pretty much.
Yeah, it's a good way to spend your quarantine learning something new. Aside from making music, you also write a lot of your own songs. As an R&B artist, tell me where you tend to draw most of your inspo from.
It sounds so cliche, but I mean, when it's about yourself and your own personal experiences, it's like I feel like that's where it becomes the most it flows out so easy because like you can just recall on those memories and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd say just personal experience and stories from my friends and stuff like that. And then I guess just like my self thoughts or my own thoughts, especially now during, like I said, during quarantine, it's only you in a I don't want to swear in a room with your thoughts. So I just try to pick those out and elaborate on them and turn them into song.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of those songs tend to be geared towards some sort of relationship or heartbreak. So I'm hoping that you're able to draw more than one song from each experience.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say I'm not a hopeless romantic, but I mean, like I've definitely had a lot of good lessons that I've learned.
Yeah.
In, like, the relationship space. So.
Wear your heart on your sleeve kind of guy. Yeah. So your debut EP Dream State dropped earlier this month, which you also featured a few other artists on as well. Take us through that track list for Dream State and speak to me about the story you wanted to tell with it.
For sure. Where do we start? Okay, wait, before I even get into that, shout out to Shadell and shout out to Jules. Their voices are amazing and you definitely need to check out their music.
Yes.
Those are the two that are featured in the EP. But the track list goes off the top of my head. It's Stuck, 8 p.m. or Cuffing Season, Shine, Dream State, and then Soleil. So basically like how I had envisioned this with, it was like with a story where it's like you listen from beginning to end. And it's like about a story of like this person, I guess me, basically going through these, I guess the heart, cycle of like love and heartbreak and stuff like that, right?
That's
And it's like
dope. Yeah.
it's in constant um, dream state. Essentially, you're weaving in and out of like reality and um, being within a dream where you can, I guess where all those feelings come to life, I guess.
Hmm.
But with Stuck, basically, it starts off with like being out of a relationship with someone, but I guess, you're stuck on that feeling with them. You're stuck with thinking and reminiscing about all the good times that you've had with them, um, and I guess transitioning into, and I guess like when you actually listen to it, I tried to like implement, or we tried to get the idea where it's like, yeah, it's like you're in a dream or whatever. I guess like
Yeah.
with different like kind of ethereal sounds and stuff like that, and I guess transforming into the next song with 8 p.m. How I don't know if it came across to anyone, but at least for me, it was kind of like, okay, now he's dreaming, and this is before when he was initially in love with that girl
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
that partner, and then basically from that flash forward to the now where you're just super depressed, and you're kind of trying to find the love within yourself, essentially,
Hmm.
in Shine. So basically, like, and during Shine was like pretty much like I wrote that about like a lot of the darkest, or like a lot of the dark times that I've had with depression,
Hmm.
and I guess like the message that I wanted to pass on to anyone else that's going through that situation, where it's like you got to find that energy, like shine bright. You got to find that positive energy and love for yourself in order to keep going.
Hmm.
And I guess from that, I mean, like, I know the saying, or they say the saying is like, you got to love yourself before you love anyone else,
Hmm.
stuff like that. So I'd say Shine was kind of like that pivotal moment where you kind of learn about shining bright. Yeah, like I said, shining bright. But moving forward from that point, it's like you go into a dream state again, but this time, I guess like the narrative has changed, where instead of like being all sad about it and bummy about it, it's like, yeah, we had good times. I'm reminiscing about them still, because at the end of the day, they don't go away, right?
Hmm.
You're
Hmm.
still gonna be thinking about them. But that being said, it's kind of like, yeah, it sucks, but and we're moving on. But instead of being like bummy about it, you just gotta like be thankful that they happened.
Hmm.
Like
And
that.
I have to say, obviously, I've listened to the EP and I've listened to Shine as well. And just knowing that that message behind it is how personal it is to you as well. And, you advocating for mental health in it is definitely very inspiring, very eye-opening. It makes me love the song that much more. So you also have a couple music videos for some songs off of Dream State, like Soleil. When was that video filmed?
I think it was November.
Okay.
It was like before all the COVID restrictions and stuff. So
Yeah, because I was gonna say, obviously in November we were still a little bit within COVID. Just I think a lockdown ended up happening in the middle of November. So would you say there was anything different you wanted to do with that music video that you were kind of limited with because of COVID and all the restrictions?
um, it was kind of like, not to say that we did it in a rush, but
Mhm.
we just wanted to get something, because like we knew that something was like the wave was coming. So we're like, okay, let's just do something before before everyone has to stay home. So I guess like time, but I mean at the same time, it's like regardless, I think we shot everything in one day. So
Wow.
yeah, we were up at like 4, like we were up at 4 or something, and we didn't finish till like 11 or something like that. But that
Wow.
being said, and shout out to the guys, Renzo and his team, like they're amazing. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like if we gotta adapt, we gotta adapt. So
Hmm.
I'm happy with what we made, considering
Yeah.
that it was a day. So
Exactly. If you guys haven't seen it yet, it's a very creative music video. And to know that that was shot all in one day, that's really intense considering all that goes on in the video. So
for
you do a lot of covers on your YouTube channel, which we are going to dig a little bit deeper into. But talk to me about some of the deciding factors for you when it comes to choosing what cover you're going to do.
um, honestly, there's not really much thought into it. It's just songs that I like. It's a song that I listen to all the time. So it's like, if I like a song, I usually end up singing it all the time. So
Yeah.
and I kind of like, I'm one of those people. I'm like, I don't know how you listen to music, but for me, it's like I have to listen to a song like a million times on repeat.
Yeah.
I don't listen to anything else but that song.
Yeah.
It's just
Especially when it just comes out.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just
Yeah.
songs that I like. So and it's dope because it's like, at least like how I see it, my community that likes the music that I like, that I cover, it's like I have the same
Taste.
I like the same taste. So it's like cool because like we're all fans of the same music. Which is
Yeah.
great.
And that's true. It's not a bad thing to just like the song and make a cover, but that makes a lot of sense. And as I just mentioned, you have a YouTube channel where you not only post your music, but you also post tons of other content like vlogs, challenges, and lots of mukbangs. Now, I've tried a mukbang myself. I actually tried one right here on Reppin' with an artist. It did not go as planned.
You gotta try that again once all this stuff goes away. We'll be
Yeah,
like,
I would definitely try it with you now that I know you like to do them. So for our listeners who don't know, tell us what a mukbang is and take us through how you make one, from deciding what food you're going to eat, what you're going to talk about, etc.
well, okay, so I mean, it's not like a super original idea. Like people have been doing it all the time, like for a while now. But Mark and I, so my manager, we were sitting here in quarantine. And we were like, "Yo, what are we doing? We're just chilling here. Aside from making music, we're not really doing anything." So we figured, "Yo, what do we like to do?" Okay, we like to eat like different foods and stuff, and like we like to just like do random. We always like to like compete for random things, like random games that we just come up with on like. So we figured, yo, why don't we just like film it and make it like watchable and funny? Because at the end of the day, it's just documenting our life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. But that being said, in terms of like food, anything that looks good, honestly. Or like that has like some hype around it. We just want to like review it, because at the same time too, at least for anyone in Toronto or in the GTA, they could totally. We like to like kind of, put these people on. We're not getting paid or anything like that, but like if we genuinely like the food, we want to share that with everyone else too. So yeah.
What would you say is your favorite mukbang that you've done so far? Are there that you're looking
All right, just like poke my eye. Oh my god, sorry.
Okay.
sorry.
It's all good. Yeah. So what would you say is your favorite food that you've done a mukbang with so far, or something that maybe you have planned for the future that you're looking forward to eating?
Ooh, that's tough. Sushi always has my heart.
Yeah.
But we have a few coming out. We have some ideas for like some really like cool food. I feel like you guys will like. But
yeah,
for stuff that's already out, sushi is definitely one of my favorites, as well as seafood boil. Have you ever tried that?
I've never tried you know what? I'm not a big seafood person. That's why.
Really?
I like shrimp and I like lobster, but that's about it. I've tried crab legs and like I've tried other things.
Well, to be honest, I like shrimp is usually what I consider like seafood anyway. So definitely try it, like seafood boil, but just shrimp. It's really good.
Yeah, I would probably, if it's just shrimp, I would like it, and lobster too, but that's about it. So you also have a podcast that you have with your manager, Mark, called Between the Lines, that you guys recently launched in September. Tell me what made you guys want to start this podcast and what kind of topics you guys cover on it.
Basically, like, I guess like the idea was between the lines of music. It's like, we thought it would be a dope idea to, whether it's like break down what goes on behind the scenes, whether it's in terms of writing music or just in life in general and stuff like that. Just a way to kind of like get all our thoughts out onto some sort of platform, essentially. It wasn't anything crazy. I figured like, why don't we do this so that way for example, any musicians that are coming up in the same boat, like if we have any tips or any like stuff that we've found, we can pass that on to the other people,
Yeah,
like for their own journeys and stuff.
Exactly. And I have to say, I have to give you props for being able to manage both, like being an artist as well as having a full-blown YouTube channel where you're consistently putting out content. You briefly mentioned, like how you guys document everything and challenges and games. I watched the basketball game that you guys did where you're like, there's no rules. No, you could travel, you could take stuff. I was like, wow.
And shout out to my homie Troy. He actually helps a lot. Like, and he helps a lot when it comes to editing, and Mark too. like they're crazy editors, and like I really couldn't do this stuff without them. So just want to put that out there as well.
No, for
So
sure. It's dope. It's a team effort. I love it. Recently now I noticed on Twitter that you actually got a shout out from a very popular Toronto YouTuber slash actor, Marlon Palmer, better known as That Dude McFly.
Yeah, that's so
Praising
crazy.
you. Yeah, I was praising you for your music and you were obviously very happy about it. Tell us what that recognition meant to you.
It's crazy because I used to watch some of his videos when I was like a few years ago, but I never like. I'm still trying to like process that right now. And sorry, I keep shouting out people, but shout out to Tommy from R&B Radar. He put me on. He's doing amazing things in the community, the R&B community. Um, I guess he tweeted something, and then I guess he follows him, and then he saw it or whatever. I don't really know like how that worked out, but regardless, it blows my mind because like a year ago, 2 years ago, I never would have thought my music would have been like liked by people. To be honest, like because we made it in my basement, so I'm like, whoa, like it's crazy, like that we can connect.
Mhm.
But that being said, it feels really nice, and I don't really know, but it's dope. It's dope. It's super dope.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something to be proud of for sure. And late last year, you did a virtual performance with RBC for their first up series. As someone who hasn't quite performed live just yet, speak to me about some of the ways in which this experience can help you learn things for, when things open back up and you can actually perform for people.
For sure. Actually, we learned a really cool thing was just like how, excuse me, sorry,
It's
I
okay.
got that. Yeah, it's okay. What's it called? Basically, I think the one big thing that we learned was like how to even like set up a live like set and
Mhm.
like even run it on our own. So say if we wanted to do a concert and set it up for like, for example, like YouTube live or Instagram live, but then have multiple cameras and then have like good audio, not where it's just like from your phone, but where it's actually like plugged in.
Yeah.
Learned a lot of cool stuff. So essentially, if we wanted to run a concert ourselves live, we could do that. We don't necessarily need like some third party like host or whatever. But
Mhm.
yeah, we learned that. And then also just when it comes to live performances and stuff like that, um, it's definitely, I mean, it's when it comes to performing live in front of a bunch of people, it's definitely different because you're just doing it in front of a camera.
Yeah.
But it is you still learn a lot when it comes to just playing in general and just getting that feel.
Yeah.
And I used before the lockdown and before all this stuff happened, and what I would recommend for anyone else as well, like if they're coming up, obviously when this stuff dies down, go to open mics.
Mhm.
Like Mark and I would sign up for pretty much like every open mic that we've ever done or ever seen. Shout out to Open Gallery for being one of the first ones that we have done as well. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much it. Yeah.
No, that's good. I was gonna say that's definitely great advice for any artists that are on the come up and looking to gain more experience, exposure, all of that. So your debut EP Dream State just dropped. We have a music video for Soleil. What's next?
So I hate to bring up the COVID stuff, but essentially after once that at least when it lightens up,
Mhm.
we're looking to shoot some visuals for Shine, which will be really cool. And I think we're gonna go a little bit more like theatrical or a little bit more higher quality sort
Mhm.
of stuff. And there'll be more time essentially. There'll be
Yeah.
more time for us to plan everything. So we're gonna have that. And honestly, just more music. I mean, I'm sitting here existing, but I'm trying to get some more music out. We have some plans. I don't know, can't really see the board, but I'm trying to fill it up. And honestly, like I think ultimately at the end of the day, people are listening to me because they want to hear, or they're following me because they want to listen to more music. So I gotta provide for that, and it all
Exactly.
comes down to just making some dope music and having fun. But
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. Definitely looking forward to that video for Shine. Last question, where can listeners check out your music and follow you on social media?
um, anywhere. um, I'm usually active on Instagram and Twitter at Eric Ryan Pasquale, but you can find me on all streaming platforms under Eric Ryan.
All right, great. Eric Ryan, thank you so much for joining me. I loved your energy. I loved all of it. It was an absolute
Thank you
pleasure.
so much for having me.
Of course, y'all make sure to go and download Eric Ryan's debut EP, Dream State, on all streaming platforms. And here he is right now with a song off of that EP. It's Eric Ryan with Shine.
Later. Thank you.
Nothing but silence, silence surrounds. Hear my own voice, overthinking out loud. I wanna do something with my life, but I've been sleeping in for way too damn long.